Right. Hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
We made it. We're back.
Testing.
Life is funny. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Oh, it is
Oh.
live. It is working. All right, we're not going to look at that again, so we don't have any weird echoes. So, hello, anyone. We lost our one viewer. This is our do-over. Oh, someone's back. Yay, you did it. We did it more than anything. We did it.
We did it.
Yes, for anyone who doesn't know us, we are Sheila Williams and Danay Novoa, and we sometimes pop on doing these lives. And we have a topic today that is a little bit different than normal.
Yes. We are going to talk about a fun adventure in June of 2024.
Nice. If anyone doesn't know and they might like to know, we are actually going to be holding a retreat in the wilds of Canada. It's not that wild, but it's going to be pretty darn beautiful, I have to say.
Yeah, it's a beautiful spot. It's surrounded by a lot of nature. There's even like a potential for a dark night sky sort of adventure, which is really exciting. So I'm excited about this.
It's going to be great. So we did want to come on for whoever wants to join us now or later to let you know that we are going to host an information session tomorrow. There will be a second one, I'm sure, at some point. So even if you're catching this on the replay and it is after February 25th, let us know if you would like more information and we can let you know all of the details. We have someone saying hi who's a Facebook user. We don't see your name. So if you want to share, feel free. But otherwise, hi back. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. We promise not to talk too long. Some of our lives have been known to go a little long.
Yeah. I just poked at your Facebook and I saw who said hi. So hi, Melinda.
Oh, that's fun. Hi, Melinda. I'm so excited because I'm hoping Melinda will come and
come
do something really beautiful in Canada. So why don't I'll jump in a little bit and then I'll pass it over to Danay and let you know that this will be a retreat that has a high focus on channeling. And Danay is our resident channel at this retreat. I will be doing my own version of being in tune and doing all kinds of fun things, I'm sure. But we will certainly be having a channel components with Q&A. We have invited James Fellows to attend. We will have at least one, we hope, maybe more opportunities to listen to Danay and James do their collaborative, spontaneous channeling together because it's pretty darn magical. And we are finalizing plans in terms of the where, and we're getting really close to knowing the when, and the what is falling into place very nicely. And of course, the information sessions will be useful because we will be asking people, what do you want to do at a retreat? And so we may not be able to do everything this time, but we will certainly take those opinions into consideration as we are creating our agenda. So we met with a lovely woman today who has what I think is going to be a magical venue available for us. It is near major centers, but it is not a major center itself. So I think for people who maybe aren't Canadian, they will appreciate the fact to see some of the Canadian Shield, some lakes, waters. There's an oak forest that sounds really fun. Danay has mentioned there's a dark sky nature preserve area, so we may be able to go have some outdoor adventures. And we are talking about June, so it is still a little bit cooler. Canada can have crazy hot temperatures. They tend not to be in June, though. It's true. We're not going to lie to you. Well, once the sun goes down, there'll be some layers put on for sure. So come with your layers and be prepared to be wonderfully magically entranced by the beauty of Canada. Honestly, most places, July, August, it's going to be quite hot. We are looking more at the first weekend or second weekend of June. That's not true because the first, I think, is a Saturday. So let's go the second and third weekends, which it might still be on the cooler side, but let's not say cool or cold. Let's say refreshing.
Well, you know what? There has been some really hot temperatures in June. People would be surprised. And Ontario is known for its humid nature, which isn't consistent across all of the provinces. And like, you come to Ontario in the summer, you will have experiences, especially when it's really hot, of melting.
Well, those people coming from Florida will have a similar kind of experience. So we don't want you to melt because of the humidity and the heat. So that's one reason why we chose June. It's going to be a little more refreshing, but not cool or cold necessarily. Just layers will be a wise decision.
The snow will be gone.
Let's count on the snow being gone.
Okay,
Let's count on fresh green leaves and beautiful clear blue water and wildlife and flowers. It's going to be a really beautiful environment for sure.
Yeah, and it's not far from the summer solstice, so it will be longer days, which is exciting. So more time to explore nature. It's there's a lot of possibilities around. So
yes, we had actually wanted to have it over the summer solstice, but a few key people who had indicated interest to attend said that they couldn't do that weekend. So we've bumped it 1 or 2 weekends earlier. We haven't finalized that date. We will discuss it with the people who attend our information session, which is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. So February 25th at 2 p.m. Eastern, we're going to meet with people who are expressing interest, get their feedback in terms of what might be the best dates for them. And we have so many wonderful options and ideas floating around of where people can stay, whether it's Airbnbs where people stay in groups together or local hotels, reasonable prices. It's all going to come together really, really smoothly.
Yeah. And in the description of this video, whether it's the Facebook Live or the YouTube, we'll put in a link to like a clip to get a sense of the music. But in the description of the clip itself, there's access to a full replay of the experience, and that's reference to the music and the channeling together. So it's a pretty interesting experience, and I enjoy channeling for groups. So I'm looking forward to doing this as an in-person event, which I never thought would be possible. So it's kind of fun.
Exactly. It's all about being outside your comfort zone, being open to expansion. And we've had lots of ideas, and we had been researching an area closer to Niagara Falls. So we're almost playing with an idea of maybe in the fall we can go closer to that area, or even Quebec is beautiful in the fall, the autumn time. So lots of options.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing I want to highlight is, yes, I will be channeling for the group, and James will do at least a feature of music. But Sheila is excellent with a variety of processes, like tuning, versioning, any sort of meditation, visualization. Like, she sets the tone for these calls that we have usually on Zoom. And it sets everyone up for the experience of what's to come. And that's going to happen in the retreat as well. So definitely the magic that Sheila can pull out. And again, we don't rehearse any of this stuff. We all allow it to be a natural flow. James doesn't previously compose music. I don't have any speeches written, and Sheila doesn't have any scripts written for any meditations or visualizations. So it's all in flow. And that's the magic of it. And when you just let things flow, it's incredible to see what comes out.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So we will have opportunities, different sessions, maybe for coaching of some kind or guided exercise, outdoor activities. We'll have possibly some optional excursions. Maybe someone would mention something really cool and said, oh, well, you'd have to canoe in. Well, we said, well, maybe we could do that. Maybe we could get that all organized and take a boat and just go. So there are a lot of fun ideas in the works.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing, is like there's a lot of magic that's happened with this retreat. And, I posted today about a story, in a sense of floating the idea around and saying, like, Sheila and I have been talking at least, 6 months to a year of, like, it would be fun to do a retreat together, and just playing with the ideas of it. And then suddenly, on group calls or events that we have, we say, we're considering doing a retreat. And then to get somebody to message and say, oh, that retreat you're doing in June. And I was like, okay, retreat we're doing in June. And then, somebody else messages us and says, oh, I know somebody who's converted something into a venue, and this is a possible place for you, and it's not far from me. So I was like, okay, like, everything is just coming together beautifully. And I know there are people who are excited for this experience. I'm excited for whoever feels called to come check out the information session, because it's an opportunity to have that experience and see what's available. And we want to hear what you have to say. That's the key, is we want to hear what you have to say, because there's a lot of times where you don't get an input on what could be potentially offered in a retreat. And we want to open it up and say, this is a co-creation. What would make you excited and happy to have the experience of? And that's part of the information session tomorrow, as well as sharing any updates that we have in regards to location and time.
Yeah, no, it's going to be marvelous. And we will have early bird pricing. We want to make it accessible for people. We are looking at June. So of course, there is time, but we want to get planning and know who's attending. So I'm excited. Yes, definitely check your passport. Make sure that you can come. I think most of the people we're anticipating at this point would be coming from the US. There are other countries that may be joining us. And when we have our final destination, we'll certainly be advertising it even more so for Canadians, because we want everyone who would like to be there. And so there are lots of options, opportunities. And I'm not sure, is there anything actually more specific to add, Danay, other than join us tomorrow if you can. Sign up even if you can't be there live. We will send out a replay. If you're signed up, we have your email. We'll send you the replay. And then if you have any more questions, we've created a form to get more specific information. We'll be sending that out so that we can get your feedback in particular of what works best for you. And yeah, I'm not sure, what else do you want to add?
Well, I'm glad that Melinda's checked her passport. So thank you, Melinda. And yes, check your passport. What's popping in mind is the April 5th event, which is another online Zoom live music event. So what happens at these events will be like an example, or not even a taste, it's an experience that we're planning to include as part of the retreat. So April 5th at 2 p.m. Eastern, we will be doing a live music channel event where I will channel a message and James will simultaneously play the piano to go and coincide with what I speak. So I'll drop that in the chat. and if it won't load, so we'll have to drop it in the Facebook group. So it'll load.
I can see it. It's in your YouTube. It looks like it just didn't pop into mine. So
yeah, so you can just copy it and then it'll pop in there. So, but that will give you a sense of how powerful the experience is, because we've had a lot of people say that they want more of these experiences. So we decided to throw another one on the calendar, which is April 5th. And this event is free. You get to come and experience the magic of just the energy and the flow of all things. So, and Sheila leads, like she sets up the event, like she sets it up, sets up the tone for it, does a beautiful meditation, and it sets me and James up to be centered and tuned in. So it's beautiful.
Well, I've learned my lesson because I was always making them too relaxing and slow. And last time I certainly tried to keep it a bit more upbeat, just so that the message itself felt uplifting as opposed to really light and low. But we maybe need to plan the timing so that if we have an evening one, we can purposely make it peaceful. But when we have it first thing on a Sunday morning, I think people would like to feel a bit more energized.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited at the potential of this dark sky area because it's been on my radar for a while and I haven't gone there yet. But we'll just be literally down the road from it. So I'm like, why not? It's going to be super cool. So.
Yes. I mean, I know that the Northern Lights are on your radar. And it would be exciting, I'm sure, for many people to get to see the Northern Lights. Unfortunately, this is quite a southern area of Canada. So as much as for some people they might be going north, this is still quite southerly. And so, the sun will go down just before 10 p.m. So it will take I looked at the time today.
It'll be around 9. The longest day here is about 9 p.m. or just shortly after 9, which would be the June 21st. So.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying, and I might need to look it up, so I'm going to look down while I check the chat. I said very specifically today that it is around 9 p.m. You're right. I looked it up in terms of what time the sunset would go down. So it'll be about 10 p.m. that it's dark.
Oh, yes. Yeah, for sure.
Because the sun going down isn't dark enough to see a lot of stars and northern lights. So we would need to plan it to be quite and a longer activity in that way. But if the evening is warm and we don't know what facilities might be in that area, because a lot of dark sky, because it's a preserved area and it's marked and it's on a map, there are often places to sit, maybe places to have a fire pit. There are usually accommodations there for people, like maybe it's a little camping area or a day use area. So parking, washrooms, access. So it's not as if we would just be tromping in the forest, wondering if it's dark enough yet and if we can get our way out again. So I'm sure it'll be quite organized, and it does have great potential. So where I have lived in Canada, which is quite a bit further north, the sun goes down much later, if at all. And so the summertime doesn't give you really the same opportunities. This is when it's warm enough that you want to be out, but you need to be out more at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. if you want to see stars and northern lights. So the advantage of this is that it is quite southerly and it should be dark by around 10.
Yeah.
So definitely have some fun.
I remember the first time I heard that the sun went down later for you guys, and I was like, what? I just assumed everybody was 9 p.m.
Well, I remember the first time I went to Mexico, and just after 6, it started to get low, and I thought, well, that's strange. And then by 6:30, it was pitch black out. It just went boom. Wow. It dropped like this big giant weight in the sky, and I'd never experienced that before.
Yeah.
So the world is a very wonderful, delightfully mysterious place.
It is. And I mean, it makes sense when you think like logically about it.
Yeah.
The locations of all these places, once I heard about it, then I understood it. But you never think about it. You just assume, I mean, that can be alive in its own, where you're kind of centralized in your own perception around things to say like, well, this is what my world looks like. So I'm just going to assume that everybody else's world is like that too. And it's definitely not the case. Everybody's got different perceptions, different experiences. So the sun going down seems to be like a minimal sort of example of this, but really it's not, because it does reflect how perception varies.
Yes.
And it's neat to see. And I mean, I'm excited for people to get the experience of Canada if they've never been to Canada. I know one of the people who's planning to join, that she used to come to the area as a kid and hasn't been back since. So she gets to, go down memory lane and get to experience, the area that, or near the area that she was around when she was a child. So, but yeah, it's exciting. And maybe we will do a live about perception or perspective, which we have technically with all the lives, because that's what life is, how you see the world, and every sort of experience you have is around that.
It's true. It's true. All right. I think we should tie that up with a bow if we don't have new information to add, but simply encourage people, if you are at all considering, you want to find out what's going to be about, what we're doing, what the price points are, the dates, the extra events that we're adding in the days, please feel free to join us in the information session, February 25th. If you're listening to this and it is beyond 2 p.m. Eastern, reach out to us, or check our link trees. And I'm sure we will plan a secondary information session, but best if you can register for this one. We'll send out the replay, and that way, if we know that you're in and a go, then we can move ahead knowing that. So the sooner we know an idea of numbers, we'll have a better sense of transportation and how many places of accommodation to look at. We're not necessarily going to arrange accommodation. Your travel and your accommodation will be for you. However, we will have lots of options available so that we can make recommendations. And if we know local people are coming, then we'll be arranging people to be driving. If we know that someone's coming who knows for sure they'd want to rent a car, that gives us just more and more information to look into and plan for.
Yeah. And the one thing that's coming to mind too, to note, that is, even if it's after February 25th that you're listening to this and you're excited about it, you can book a discovery call with me and or Sheila to talk about this experience. And we're going to have other events in between. If you're new to us, we're excited to, get to know you. We both have a variety of offerings, both free and paid. So a discovery call is a great way to just get to know our energy. And check out our previous YouTube videos where I say things and then Sheila says, "You're not wrong." And then and then proceeds to tell me the actual right answer.
I have opinions. That's all right. We're allowed to have opinions, and you're allowed to have different opinions. So that's the fun part.
Yeah. No, we have great dynamic, great chemistry, and we enjoy bantering with each other. And that's going to be part of the retreat as well. We love to add these components and really have in-depth conversations about all sorts of things around life and life philosophy and understanding the self, which we're both very, very passionate about. So check out the other YouTube lives. They'll be in the same areas this on my YouTube channel. And then if you're curious, we can direct you on Facebook from Facebook to check it out. But there are ample opportunities to see how Sheila and I interact. And some people say it's absolutely hilarious and magical and all sorts of other adjectives.
If nothing else, we make people laugh.
We do. We are hilarious. I'm a lot more funny.
Well, I guess this is my cue to say you're not wrong.
No, it's always a pleasure with Sheila, and I think she's great. I think she thinks I'm okay, so we're good.
Nice. All right. Okay, well, on that note, thanks for everyone who popped in, popped out, stuck around. Bottom line, hope to see you tomorrow. The link to register is rolling across the screen. It's also in the chat. You can also go to our link trees if you just do, link tree. I don't know. Linktree feels so easy, but I guess it's not. There's a dot in there after the R, but if you type out Linktree / Danay Novoa, it's in there. But it's in the hopefully the comments here, and we'll go in and add it after the fact. So
yeah, it's popped up on my YouTube, and I'm sure
perfect.
it's popped up on your Facebook. So if not,
Yep.
it's an easy add. So check
Can't
out the
wait.
descriptions and all that stuff. But I'm super excited for tomorrow's call and excited for the retreat as a whole. And I'm excited for people to get to know the magic and the wonder that occurs in this interesting but beautiful dynamic. So.
Love it. All right. Have a wonderful Saturday night, a Sunday morning, whenever you're watching this. And yeah, we'll hopefully see you soon.
Take
Bye.
care.